moments in a country's journey when silence speaks louder than slogans, when repeated inaction begins to reveal a deeper truth about intent. The story of the Women's Reservation Bill is one such story, one that spans decades of promises, debates, and carefully worded support, yet somehow never translated into reality. And as one looks back, a persistent question refuses to go away. If everyone claimed to support women's reservation, then who ensured it never saw the light of day? The first serious attempt dates back to 1996, when the bill was introduced with the aim of reserving 1/3 of seats for women in parliament and state assemblies. It had the potential to reshape India's political landscape at a foundational level. Yet, instead of moving forward, it was caught in disruptions and disagreements, eventually lapsing with the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. The opportunity was lost, but the pattern had just begun. When Atal Bihari Vajpayee took office, the bill was not shelved. It was pushed multiple times. In 1998, 1999, and again in 2003, attempts were made to bring it to Parliament and secure its passage. However, what followed each time was not constructive debate, but outright disruption. The House witnessed chaos, with certain parties openly opposing the bill and resorting to tactics that stalled proceedings altogether. If the support they claimed was genuine, why did it not translate into decisive backing on the floor of the House? Why was there no effort to rise above politics and ensure that the bill passed? As the years moved forward, the responsibility rested firmly with the UPA government, which remained in power from 2004 to 2014 with both the time and the numbers to deliver. In 2008, it introduced the 108th Constitutional Amendment Bill, and by 2010, it had even secured its passage in the Rajya Sabha, creating the impression that the long wait was finally coming to an end. However, what followed was not momentum, but retreat. The bill was never taken up in the Lok Sabha, never pushed to its final conclusion, and ultimately allowed to lapse with the dissolution of the House. This is where the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. For years, the Congress party spoke about empowering women, yet when the moment came to act, it chose not to act on it. Support remained confined to speeches, while the bill itself remained stuck in legislative limbo. A decade in power could have changed the course of India's political representation, yet it ended with the same unanswered questions. And then, in September 2023, under PM Modi's leadership, the deadlock that had lasted nearly 3 decades was finally broken. The Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam was introduced and passed in both houses of parliament. The same political system, the same diversity of voices, and yet a completely different outcome, one driven by clarity of intent and the willingness to carry a reform through to its conclusion. Which brings the focus back to the years that were lost. If consensus could be built now, why was it not built then? If resistance could be overcome, why was it allowed to prevail for so long? Why were women denied their rightful place in India's highest decision-making bodies? The answers lie in the choices made by the UPA government, where political calculations consistently outweighed the commitment to give women their rightful place in decision-making.